Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of the Pondcast. I'm your host, Draco, and joining me today is Chase.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
Guren.
Hello, hello.
And today we're joined once again by a new mystery guest. Mystery guest, tell us who you are.
Hey everyone, it's Dusty Gogoat. I'm happy to be here.
Happy to have you, man. We're all fans. We watch a lot of your stuff too. Dusty's not only has his own channel, but he's also part of the Pokémaniacs Podcast. If you aren't aware of him, I will have links down below. You have got to check the man out. He's got some great theories and some awesome collabs. I was actually listening to the Fido one earlier today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was great.
That's a fun with Tame Valley Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great video we made. That was fun. Yeah, no, come check us out on my YouTube channel. But you gotta do me a favor. You gotta bring all of your crackpot ideas and leave them in the comments. That's the lifeblood of the channel.
I got a few cooking.
Can't wait to hear them.
Well, moving into today's episode, we're going to be going over that Seek Your Treasure Pokemon trailer that dropped earlier this week. And so, getting right into it. When we start off, there's some sketching going on over one of the main buildings. You've got what will look like what we find out later to be possibly the logo for the evil team. You've got a picture of a brand new Pokemon, which we'll be getting into shortly, as well as a branch at the lower corner. And I'm not sure, but to me it kind of looks almost like one of the olive branches.
Well, that's interesting.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you think so? We're thinking it's like related to Smoliv?
Yeah, I think it might be.
That's cool. That's interesting. Or maybe maybe it's the habitat that Smoliv lives within.
And here I am thinking that they were the Galarica twigs making a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because we do see something related to that in the next part of the stuff. That's right.
Let's see. And then, of course, they open up and you're on one of the legendary Pokemons in a field of Slowbro and Slowpokes.
Did anyone else think that was really strange to see? Like, Slowbro and Slowpoke in grass? I remember thinking that was, like, really jarring.
Yeah, I mean, given that they're water Pokemon, it was a bit strange.
Is this one of those moments where we should, like, riot against GameFreak? Should I start a hashtag? Is it that offensive, or what do you guys think?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not as offensive as Koraidon's wheel not moving, so I mean...
Oh, you don't like that?
Oh, God, it drives me insane.
Well,
oh, boy, here we go.
It's growing on me a little bit, but...
I think I like it as a concept, but I'll give you this. I did see it, like, so for the last month I've been into it, but I saw it in this trailer, which we'll see later, and it does look kind of goofy. When he gets into, like, the tight edges, when he's...
I don't know, for me, like, yeah, I was like, ooh, look, it's a field of Slowbro and Slowpoke. And then it was like, wait a minute. Hold up. That don't look right. That doesn't look right.
Yeah, because, like, for me, I wasn't expecting it. Like, I was like, okay, cool. Let's see. Are we going to see some Pokemon next? And then, like, bam, Slowpoke and Slowbro. I'm like, they couldn't choose something else? Like, that was my first thought. Like, I'm glad to see those Pokemon, like, returning, but
yeah, they're good
just
Pokemon.
Wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
Just something I thought of.
Then the next scene, we actually see the player character talking with Nimona, heading down a flight of stairs, and you get to see a nice shot of the main town. And I've got to say, the depth of view on this shot, this as quick as it flies by, is incredible, because you really do start feeling that scope of how large this one town is, and by proxy how big this game might actually feel.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting point, because we got a little bit of that in Sword and Shield with I forget what the town is, that first north of the first wild area. Yeah, Motostoke.
Oh, Motostoke.
Like, it's such a
Yeah.
Is that the town? It's like the city in Sword and Shield, the first big city with the giant castle and the dragons. We saw what we're seeing here a lot in Sword and Shield, but it didn't actually reflect, like, the scope of gameplay. It did display the map, but I feel like those locations back there are actually places that you do go to, which would suggest that, like, go down this stairwell, go even further into the town, and then it's like an actual open world game.
Yeah, no, I definitely have the feeling that it's going to be about as big as Breath of the Wild was. And
Beautiful.
I reckon what we're seeing now is, I think, very much akin to when they showed off the Great Plateau in Breath of the Wild, and we don't actually know the full scope of the game yet.
I think this is a good indication of it being more like Breath of the Wild. So that's cool. I didn't notice that first on my first watch.
You can see there's like a waterfall back there, way back there.
Yeah,
That's
there
a
is.
waterfall?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
it's just space.
Moving into the next, you'll see the other legendary and a field of Kufant.
Oh, those are Kufant. I was trying to figure out what those were when I was...
Yeah. But something that struck me with that one is I don't see any Caparaja. You don't see a single Caparaja here. And I don't think you've seen Caparaja at all in this trailer. In any of the trailers.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's interesting that like we do like with other locations you'll see the full line. Like if you see one Pokemon, you will see the full line. And what that suggests to me is like if you wherever you interact with those Pokemon, there's the like for example the Cufant would be a lower level. And then there's also those stronger Pokemon, kind of like those the overpowered Pokemon that we saw in the wild area in Sword and Shield, or maybe Alpha Pokemon where they're over leveled, and you still have that option. So maybe like really early in the game, there you still have an option like interact with, capture, battle, whatever, lose, right, to these like super overpowered Pokemon, the Caparaja, if it exists. Like in those early trailers, you will see Houndoom and Houndour. You'll see Arcanine and Growlithe.
I mean, if that's like their way of showing like the level differences that you'll encounter, that'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, look, I'm just happy Kufan made it back in. Kufan and Caparaja are two of my favorite Pokemon from Sword and Shield. I mean, their designs are just, chef's kiss good.
And then once again, you get to see a shot of the town, and you get to see again the scope of the size of the place looks really, really good for the cutscene. The image of the new crab Pokemon, to which I thought, it's a Robo Krabby. What is with Robo Krabby? But then we're also treated to an image of not one, but two more Pokemon that are bipedal. And then, of course, we get to see some of the map functions where it looks like you can see not only locations that you can enter, but looks like you'll have fast travel spots as well as Pokécenters marked, and even access to what I would guess is your current Pokédex as well as your ID on that map screen. So it looks like they're really condensing a lot of the extra stuff into one map instead of going through, what was it for Sword and Shield, 8 different options?
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool. I love that so much. And this is totally unrelated, but it just makes me think. I'm always like wondering, like, how could a DS game or 3DS game be played on the Switch? And like this would be like, this looks like a really clean interface where you press a button and the bottom screen appears.
Well, I mean,
You're not alone.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, yeah, if you think about it, which was the game that had O-Powers? That was X and Y. That's really only what you used the bottom screen for, and obviously the battle interface. So it didn't make much of an impact. But then there are other features like super training, etc. that were on the bottom screen. But I reckon they could very easily port the games over with minimal effort put into it to make it Switch compatible. So
yeah.
I do like if they are really condensing everything into like just like this minimum amount, and they're also like incorporating like the world map or the map in general as well, because like usually you would have to like open up another item or like key item to open up your town map, right? But then that just leads you straight to the town map. So if they're doing it like this, since they're doing it like this, where you kind of like just have everything on your one screen, then that just makes it a little bit more interesting, I think.
We go into Starfall Street, where we face off against rebellious students, and we get our look of Team Star. Team Star. Really? Is that the best they could come up with? It just feels so hokey.
I think it is kind of in line. I mean, none of the names have really been that great. I mean, the team names have always been very like recognizable. Like when you say Star, you think of a star, right? When you say Rocket, you think of a rocket. Magma, you think of something.
True.
I think it's not the team name that is a problem for me. I think the team designs, like the grunt designs, they're kind of boring. I don't think that means bad, but they are boring.
no, I agree. They're very lackluster. But I suppose there isn't much you can do because these are the school rabble rousers. So I think they were very limited in their designs.
Sure.
They're not quite Team Skull, but they're not quite Team Rocket, so we just make Team Bottle Rocket.
Yeah.
To be fair, too, like I think there was a lot of speculation about the evil team being like some kind of like possibly like delinquents, right? I think like Pokémaniacs Podcast brought it up as well. Like I think everyone was definitely expecting that. Like I was kind of hoping for some really unique, get-ups and everything too over here. Just we didn't get it, at least for the grunts too. I was kind of hoping for some more Team Skull vibes because I did love Team Skull. Actually, they're actually pretty funny to me too. And then they had their whole like exaggerated hand movements with freaking, with like their outfit and everything, which I did love. I guess I'll see. Maybe there's more to them.
Are they like are they like school bullies? Are they like, I'm trying to figure out where they fit into the world.
I think the main leaders for each of the Team Star squads are probably what is considered bullies, and I think the rest are just like your ruffians. Like,
see, I think for me the part of the problem is the design wise for them. You've got the motorcycle goggles, you've got the motorcycle helmets, school uniforms. You could even see like little, I guess, pocket chains or suspender loops or something.
Yeah.
It feels like they're trying to be two different things at the same time, and they didn't mesh it well. Like it would have been fine if they were like a biker gang or school bullies, but this feels like a whiff for me design wise. But again, that's just the artist in me talking.
Yeah, I think the team admins are gonna be. I mean, we've already seen one of them, Mila. She's got a lot of personality.
Yeah,
those boots.
Especially the boots.
Made for walking.
Yeah,
I hope so.
But I'm at this point, I'm going to slow down the video for a second because we get introduced to some other returning Pokemon. So you see Houndour, you see Makahita and Oricorio, which I'm really happy to see make a return. But they low-key dropped a hidden Pokemon here, and if you've been looking at some of the side art, like I guess the Starmobile or whatever this thing is called, there's a Pokemon on the front end of this vehicle.
For sure.
We've seen the artwork with the tongue sticking out of the what would be the air intake for an old motor like this, because I recognize these style of motors. But you can see an eyeball and what pretty much looks like a mouth in the front end. And I didn't catch this on the first pass. Suba actually pointed this out to me. And I was just sitting there like, I was floored. I was like, they slipped one in there. This thing looks cool.
Yeah.
Impidimp 2.0.
It really, it's such a goofball of a Pokemon. That tongue itself, it's just the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually reckon that little part under the eye, like as we see it now, I don't think that's the mouth. I'm thinking the intake could be the mouth because it looks very jagged and teeth-like.
True.
Could be.
Oh.
And that is the part where the tongue comes out.
I actually tweeted to Joe Merrick, hey, are they going to basically Impidimp this one? And he responded with, yup.
Well, that's not good.
And then we get our first look at Mila, who is a leader of the fire crew for Team Star. And I've got to say, as far as character designs go, I do like what they've done with her. She definitely stands out. She definitely screams fire. And, oof, those boots, man.
She's cool. I think a lot of Pokemon characters, like, have a lot of personality and are built very intentionally with like a lot of lore behind them, but I still think they can kind of come off, at least in-game, boring, and some of that is due to how much you see the character, some of that is due to the lack of narration, or what is it called, voice acting.
Yeah.
But I would say all of the cutscenes that I've seen of these characters are really captivating. Like we saw like right off the bat with Nemona, and I think it continues here with Mina.
Yeah, Dusty, I agree a lot with what you're saying, and I think last generation's sort of quote-unquote evil team left a lot to be desired. I mean, their designs were pretty much all the same. To my knowledge, we didn't really have any admins outside of the Team Macrocosmos grunts, which I think acted as the admins. Yeah, I reckon this generation's going to have some fire design, pun very much intended, for the evil team.
Yeah, I hope so. My hopes are pretty high.
I know that Mila uses Torkoal, but I'm looking at the hairstyle, and I know that there are times where a character's design will have some kind of an influence on what Pokemon they plan on using.
Oh,
I was thinking that too, man. Yeah, I'm like, she must have something that we have not seen yet, right? But I do think she's probably gonna have something. I don't know. I don't know myself, but I feel like she would probably have something that we haven't seen yet.
I think it was someone in our Discord actually mentioned not so much the hairstyle, but the boots look very much like cow legs. Like the bottoms look very hoof-like. So she might have one of the new, if you believe what the quote-unquote leaks that are going around, she might have the fire variant of the Tauros. Or
Yeah.
Taurus Evolution, whichever.
That's cool. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at it, and number one,
Yeah,
you
they're-
can see the logo for the evil team in here. You can see the little lightning bolt star. But the fins of the boots, the way they're drawn here, they give me either Volcarona or Giratina vibes.
Ooh, Volcarona could be a good shot.
Yeah, Volcarona would be cool. I feel like though, like if it's gonna take inspiration, it'd be a little bit more on the nose. Spoiler warning: I don't think she's gonna have Paradox Volcarona. I don't think that really makes sense. I mean, she's got Torkoal. We're gonna be battling her throughout the game. I don't think an admin's gonna have one of these like wild Pokemon, right? That are like from time and space. So that being said, I do think Volcarona is like kind of a sick idea because it does kind of look like that. But like, I guess I'm bringing this up because I'm thinking, what if this is what the Paradox Volcarona looks like? But then I don't think she would even have it. So just a thought.
The other thing that I'm kind of digging on is that she looks like she is massively tatted up.
Yeah. Are those tattoos?
They look
was
like
thinking about
tattoos.
Oh yeah, they really meld in too. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Because parts of it look like just a shirt or like gloves, but the way it's set up, like those might be tattoos.
I mean, look at her hand. Look at her other hand.
Yeah, I reckon
It
the
just
right
transforms.
hand.
Yeah, what the heck? And then it just makes you think now. Like, I mean, I know this is a game that's also meant for kids. Is like, is that other part of her body like also like just covered up in tats too?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it melds in so good. Yeah.
Well, we'll call it a bodysuit for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon this game is very much going to be geared towards the older audience more so than it is the younger, newer fans.
Interesting.
So very well could be.
Plumeria did kind of have something of a interesting place to have a tattoo as well.
Well, from there, we go back to the three pictures, and we get our very first look at. We end up finding out about our upperclassman, Arvin. And we then get treated to more views of what our new crab Pokemon will be, Cloth.
Cloth. Let's go.
No.
Stony Titan Cloth.
What a weird name. That's a hard name to say. It's not hard to say, but it's like it feels weird.
Did anybody else? Oh, okay, well, this is probably just me, but when I first saw the giant cloth on the ceiling, and then it comes down and it switches to like the official artwork. For some reason, I was imagining it, if it would talk, that it would sound like Danny DeVito. I don't know why, but I was like, what happened to me?
That's wild.
I
That
want
did
that
not
now.
once cross my mind, but yeah, I love it.
I want that now.
Danny DeVito cloth. Please, I'll catch one and call it Danny or something. Let's just do it.
I just kind of like when I first saw it and then I saw the typing for it. What got me was like, oh god, it's derivative of the rock lobster, except it's crab, so it's a rock crab.
Yeah, it is. It is based off of a rock crab.
The thing is that for me, I went right to music, and it's just like all of a sudden I just got the B-52 spinning in the back of my head. Let's see, we move into Victory Road, and we start seeing images of the gym challenge, as well as we are introduced by Gita.
I very much think that Gita is Nemona's mother, or at least related to Nemona in some way.
I think
You know,
yeah, there's
I
probably
can
something there. I
the
get
hair.
like a Leon Hop vibe.
And again, design-wise, they made her look like a proper businesswoman. You know, what you would expect a chairperson to see.
I was looking at her design because I didn't really like take a close look at it after you said she looks like she's wearing a suit, and then I was like, wait, she got like these weird like blue patterns on her like sleeves and then the blue glove, and I'm like, wait, is that a Team Star emblem on her glove? And I was like, no, never mind.
I was just gonna say she looks very derpy because she got long skinny legs and like the feet with the shoes just don't fit very well.
I heard a wild rumor yesterday. Apparently, this is based off of what Riddler Koo said, that there's a character in this game that is quote-unquote fake, which can be interpreted in different ways. But then we were theory crafting yesterday, like, that she could be like a cyborg. If you look at her eyeballs, they're like squares, which is just like, what is it, Miraidon?
Huh.
Just a random theory, but there you go.
That would actually be interesting in a plot twist.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know, insane.
And we get to see that the Sunflora is back. Obviously, we saw Sunflora in previous statue work, but we never actually saw an actual Sunflora. But we see that gym challenges have come back, which is nice because I kind of like those. They made the game a little more interesting for me in Sword and Shield, having to actually do something more than just go in, battle a bunch of trainers, battle the gym leader, and then out I go. Like this gives me another level of depth to the game that I did really enjoy for Sword and Shield when they brought it in.
Can I just say, Wooloo Gym Challenge, best gym challenge ever.
Yeah, I gotta admit that one I did like a lot.
Oh, it was pretty fun. It's like, oh, watch out for the Yamper. Don't get too close to the Yamper. It's gonna
Oh,
scare
yeah.
other people away. But I do agree too, though. Like the gym challenges actually was. I think bringing that back was a good choice. I think because as much as I like just going around and like battling through the trainers to get to the gym leader, having that like little kind of extra like mini game kind of feel was also pretty good. Like granted, like maybe they don't need to do it like for every single gym. Maybe you can do like half and half or something. That'd be cool. Because I still do like the other puzzle aspects.
Then we move into the gym scene where you actually have to fight the gym leader. And I've got to admit, I for a moment thought that most of the gym challenges were going to be in the building, but apparently no, the building's just a building and there's a whole legit field somewhere else, because we see the building in the background and the actual playing field elevated, which I think is kind of cool.
It is cool.
It definitely feels more organic.
It feels more natural. It feels more like lived in, believable. I always thought it was weird that all of the battle area arenas were inside throughout like most of the games. I think it makes much more sense. We saw, I think actually it made sense in Sword and Shield, right? It made sense in Sword and Shield
yeah,
because they're like massive stadiums. But this is cool. I like this. This feels cultural. Like, there was a place where battling always took place, but as technology grows, and they go, well, let's build a facility over here. I mean, you see that. I mean, that is how most things. When I went to, I don't know, when you're in high school or college, there's like athletic buildings. There's indoor areas and then there's outdoor areas. So I like this. You can even see there's a pool out back.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There's just so much that's hidden in here that really shows the flavor of the towns.
Yeah.
But then we move into our first gym leader, who's a grass type leader, Brashus. As far as designs goes, I like him. He's interesting. I want to know more about that vine whip. It took me till now to figure that out. That's a vine whip.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. That's awesome. I like this guy a lot. I mean, I think grass trainers usually get the short end of the stick. This guy's cool. This guy's way cooler than who's the grass gym leader in Kalos?
I actually like the guy from X and Y. I wasn't a big fan of Milo from last generation. I thought he was very...
Yeah.
He fits that grass type stereotype that grass type trainers always like happy-go-lucky and...
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
Milo always felt weird to me, but I like Brashus. This guy definitely feels like he feels more the part of a gym leader. Like, you have to challenge him, you have to defeat him, and he is not going to make it easy for you.
Bro, yeah.
Even though they showed Smoliv getting taken out like a chump.
Can I just say before we go into what is a really cool part of the trailer and this gym battle? Brasius is definitely Cacturn personified.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, that would be awesome if he has.
Well, as the battle continues, we get a first shot at Pseudo Widow, and the thing that caught me really striking was how Pseudo Widow looks like a rock, and I love it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of texture in the design. It's beautiful.
I saw some people saying he looks very furry. Yeah, like fuzzy.
Fuzzy? So when I first saw Pseudo Widow, I said, that's sick. It looks so textured. I'm into it. And then I heard people say, yeah, that looks amazing. I'm so happy about it. And then I heard people say, no, it looks awful. It's not really that exciting. I don't know. People are so outrageous online.
You're always going to find somebody who isn't going to be happy for some reason or another.
Especially for like a big community for stuff too, like especially like Pokemon, right? Pokemon's like a huge community, so it's like there's always going to be like.
It looks like Pseudo Widow gets Trailblaze. Was that the name of the attack? No, it was supposed to be different. It was a different move, wasn't it? The one that's supposed to change typing.
Oh yeah.
No,
The one
that's Terra Strike or Terra Blast, one of the two.
So Pseudo Widow uses a new move called Trailblaze.
That's cool. I didn't even see that.
Yep.
Trailblaze.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Here, so it's a grass type move, but it doesn't say what the effect is.
Interesting.
Trailblaze. I could see that being okay. I mean, it actually sounds like a fire type move. I could see that being like it removes terrain effects.
I
Like
can
a
back
haze?
that 100%. Yeah.
You definitely know it's a grass type move because when it hits Quaxley, it says super effective.
Yeah.
And of course,
And you can
see
see the leaves. Yeah, it must be aggressive. So maybe it does. Maybe it does a little bit of damage. Maybe it's like I don't know. They make a lot of moves now where they do like a little bit of damage, but they also have a sub effect. So
Yeah.
I can see it doing that.
That just goes to show that they've put in a lot of little things in here that if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss because
Yeah.
the move they didn't talk about. And they didn't talk about that engine, but in official artwork, that engine's got a tongue. So we know that there's a Pokemon in there somewhere. I've got one for you guys. So you've got this motorcycle themed bad guy gang, right? You've got legendary Pokemons that look like motorcycles, right? What's the one Pokemon whose name is Motor? Rotom. So what if that Pokemon is called Motor? So now you have Rotom, which is the electric engine, and Motor.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Carcol, Roly-Coly, or Colossal to Motor.
Oh, that's true.
Coal-powered
Maybe it would
engine.
be- could
Yeah,
also-
and as a matter of fact, the ability steam engine. Doi.
That's true. Oh, I think this is the part Dusty was talking about earlier, right? The narrow bridge.
Yeah.
Narrow bridge and big old wheels.
Like when I saw this, I said I don't like it. I don't think it looks good.
Yeah, we started seeing more shots of your character running through the world and on the legendary Pokemon, and you'll see Miraidon and Koraidon. One of the things that we were discussing was how the giant wheels look so off for the Scarlet one because they don't move. And when he's running, it just doesn't look natural to have something that big in front of you and not actually move.
That
Like,
bridge
I
looks very high up. Could you imagine accidentally riding over the side of it?
Yeah.
It's going to happen to me at least 6 times.
I mean, I really do think it's like a clever design element, and it also makes a lot of sense. Like, what creatures will or evolve to have certain physical traits that don't actually do anything but just look like something, and we see that in lizards. But I think it also makes sense. Like, if it looks like wheels, it eventually becomes, the futuristic version where they actually are wheels. I think it makes sense.
My thing is that it would have worked better
But
if
I
they
just-
treated it like an air bladder, where they don't normally inflate unless you're gliding or swimming to keep you basically to counter as a counterweight.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it would have been a lot better if they did like similar to how Cyclozar's has been done. Because Cyclozar's like front wheel thing is a lot smaller than Koraidon's, like proportionally according to their body sizes. So if they were a bit smaller, I could see them a lot better.
Oh, one thing, another thing, sidetrack. These 2 legendaries. I really hope the other NPCs just look at you, the player, or the character you're controlling, and be like, "Wow, that is a very unique and interesting ride." Like I hope it's not something that they just pass it on as like that's normal. Oh, you have a really cool, unique ride, Pokemon.
Hey man, and I like the whip.
But we start seeing scenes where they start stressing go where you want, do what you want to do, and we see scenes of those beautiful landscapes that we're going to be exploring. And even so much as they basically reveal a whole ton of map images, and then right after they flip them into in-game images, and you can see a ton of Pokemon. Like we see Marill, Gudra, Gyarados running on a school racetrack in there somewhere. Now this one right here, you'll see Skidoo.
Yeah, we've got a lot of confirmation. I'm happy.
Yeah. Tropius looks
Tropius!
amazing.
Honestly, Tropius is so underrated. It's a really cool Pokemon. I mean, especially seeing it in like full scale 3D, like it's gonna be fun to mess around with that thing.
Yes! Oh my god, Tropius getting some love. Let's go.
Need some more dragon moves though. I think all it has right now is Twister.
Oh,
It should be a dragon.
Tropius needs a dragon evolution.
Yeah.
Zangoose is down here. You've got Serena up here. Yeah, I'm definitely all out for the Tropius though. I want one.
Yes.
Tropius is one of the cool ones I remember.
Yes.
But We get to see our new Pokemon that we got introduced to not too long ago, which they left unnamed. But they were bipedal, they looked armored. We see one whose hands become a cannon, and another one who has swords as hands.
Dude, these are incredible.
I will say that the first thing that came to my mind when I saw those particular Pokemon was when did Mega Man become a thing in the Pokemon universe?
I'm so happy.
But I love it. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it.
It's specifically Battle Network, which is the best incarnation of Mega Man. That's true. So, dude, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got too. But we find out that the Fire Psychic is named Armarouge, and the black and purple one is Cerulege. Design-wise, they are very reminiscent to the Battle Network characters, and honestly, I don't care. I love that. And I love that they have some really unique component to their abilities. So yeah, Armarouge has that nice, awesome attack that deals a lot of damage at the cost of defense, and Cerulege has the attack that heals itself, determining on the damage that it deals.
Can I just say, I'm 100% Team Armarouge. I mean, I think shoulder armor turning into like a cannon. Oh, it's design. I mean, swords are cool and all, but you beat the hand cannon. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the hand cannon is cool. And I like how it is able to move, because I guess it's a psychic type, but I like how it pivots those shoulder pads and its armor, and it can transfer that into the hand cannon. It's so cool.
Yeah, my only gripe with that though is they mentioned it loses the armor. It would have been cool for it to like completely be gone from design after the move is used, but I know that's extra layers and extra they have to put into it. So I know why they didn't do it like that, but would have been.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't. So the lore is that the shoulder pads will explode, like pretty much get destroyed.
Yeah, the description says it's actually shooting off those shoulder pads, and that's why it's defense struck, because it no longer has access to it.
Yeah, as like a resident edgelord, like my heart screams for Cerulege, but it's like, man, but I'm picking up Scarlet as like my main game. This sucks. It's like, but you know what? They're both cool regardless. So it's like, yeah, the Mega Man vibes just.
Well, the video then finishes off by just going through all the characters that they've introduced throughout the last several videos as well, and you'll see terrestrialized versions of the starters, and they're picking on that poor crab. And the video ends from there, but your impressions, guys, as far as the video as a whole?
I think it's a really great trailer. This is, I would say, the best trailer that we got, next to that first initial, not the initial trailer, but like the trailer after the drought, after like the 2-month drought. This one is my favorite, because we got a lot of new information too, and I feel like I'm actually ready to play the game now, whereas before this I was not even excited to play. I mean, I would have always played it, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying, like I'm ready to play it now. After watching this, I want to literally, like, I can't wait. We have 70 days or whatever, and I'm so pumped.
Yeah, I really dig this trailer. I think they did a lot, or they managed to fit a lot to what is a relatively short trailer, and this is the first time in a while that I've actually been like really compelled to pick up both Pokemon games, because in my mind the differences, they seem to be very big differences, although in reality they probably are very minor, but can't wait to get my hands on these games and just spend, like, I'm not even kidding or exaggerating when I say 24 hours just playing games to see what they're about.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that first, like as soon as I get my hands on the game, I'm gonna just shut everything off and just play it for like 2 days straight.
I think I have to agree with Dusty here too. Like, I think this is one of the best trailers like we ever got so far, like out of everything, you know, whatever they're trying to like drip feed us with. And like I feel like this was the trailer that also definitely needed to drop, because I can also agree, like, it was kind of hard. Like, yes, I want to play these games, but the hype for it was like really dying out because of, like, you know, the space in between, like, you know, the trailers and like and stuff like that, or whatever was going on. And like this was much needed trailer, and like we got our evil team, we got some cool new Pokemon, we got a little bit more info on like how we can play this game now, like without just, you know, giving us those options of like, oh, you know, gym challenge, team star battles, and quote unquote looking for these ingredients with Arvin. And then yeah, so I really think like this was a very much needed trailer for us, and I really can't wait as well to play the game. Like, we're in September right now. We do have like that 70 plus days that Dusty was talking about, and can't wait.
For me, as far as trailers goes, I love these. If they would do these once a month, I think that with this level of information, I think it would definitely do a lot to keep the hype going, because the droughts for me was killed a lot of my hype from Pokemon Day versus now. And so being able to see all of the stuff that they're doing to the game, all the things that they're bringing in, and just getting hit after hit after hit the last couple of weeks, I'm just like, this is what I've been wanting for, and this is great. This trailer showed me new Pokemon, this showed me new moves, it hid things in plain sight, so it makes you want to watch this thing over again just to see what else you might have missed, because some of the stuff that we found today I didn't see, and I watched this trailer at least 3 times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you guys pointed out some things that I did not get the first time around.
Exactly, and it's these kinds of, it's just this particular trailer. It's short. It had a lot of information compacted into a very small amount of time, and you can just keep picking through this, and it just keeps you busy. And like you guys, I can't wait to get this game. As a matter of fact, I showed my wife the trailers, and we're picking up 2 games for the first time since Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. But yeah, the hype on this game is really, for me, is really starting to grow again, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
Dude, I'm so pumped. I'm literally so pumped.
Yeah, can I just say, although I'm excited, there's one thing that really grinds my gears. Well, 2 things that I have to wait so long, but also the name for that herb we go hunting for with Arvin, the Herba Mystica. I think they should have named it something different, maybe like Titan Root or something that actually relates it to the Titans. Because I think, as well, because it's also geared towards kids as well. That's something very difficult in my mind for a kid to say. So
I could see that. We had the same issues with terrestrialization.
Dude, I can't even say that. I'm not a kid. I can't even say that. Terrestrialization? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like I'm just gonna shorten it down to like terraform or something like that. Like
I'm just saying Terra.
And with that, everyone, thanks for joining us today. Hope you guys enjoyed our takes on the trailer. Let us know what you think. What were your favorite parts? Did you catch something that we might have missed? Let us know down below. Also, remember to share, like, and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Also, I want to take the moment to thank Dusty for joining us again today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's great to sit down and talk with all of you guys.
And with that, have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.